Alright, so let's start up. Alright, good. Oh, alright. What type of Simpson couch game do we do? We'll figure out something. I guess it's been a while since I've been a camera operator or anything besides a performer. One time I was a timekeeper at a comedy show. It's nice to pick up a few skills besides just performing. And the same is true about emceeing. I liked it a lot. I did a set off the top of the show, and then after that, the pressure is all I do is introduce people. So, yeah, I'd be fine with emceeing more often. But I know it's all about going to shows and asking for it. I know that I once told a story about getting a hot dog at Wrigley Field in Chicago, where I was motivated because I was hungry. I didn't know if the vendor would see me, so I got in his face and said, "I want a hot dog," and I paid him. And then I told somebody that story, and they said, "A closed mouth never gets fed." It's like, yeah, I guess that's a shorter way of saying it. And we'll have to go back to that about baseball and asking for something. But we should start off with one that I ran out of time on doing last week. Yeah, I went to a graduation party that two nieces had in Des Moines, Iowa, and then pictures were shared on Facebook, which is pretty common in this day and age. And my cousin lives in suburban Milwaukee, so I commented on the picture I was in and said, "Diesel cat." All right. Now, there's quite a story that can be told about that. I called it, that's the gift that keeps on giving, and I gave her a single ha, which to some people means the thanks for trying laugh. Other times I'm really impressed when I say ha, and I really think it's funny. In this case, I think it's the former, the thanks for trying. I never thought that something I would say when I was 13 years old would still be said by any of my cousins decades later, but that's what's happening with the term diesel cat. It started off with, I guess it was a few months after my grandpa died. We went to Christmas at my grandma's house, and a longtime friend and neighbor of my grandparents was there. I heard him say something about diesel, probably some type of heavy equipment like trucks or whatever. And then I was playing with this metal cat, and I just said diesel cat. And I know every so often that will come back, where one of my cousins will bring that up. Like when I graduated from high school about 5 years later, they were sending me letters saying, "You haven't responded yet." Then I finally said, "Diesel cat is a cousin of unleaded cat, ha ha ha." And then it just went away for a while. And then I think, thanks to Facebook, that's why it came back. Because I know I shared one posting about going to class reunions and how my high school experience was awful, and I was inspired to say that because a writer friend of mine went to reunions and said her high school experience was awful as well. And then the response from another cousin was, and then he really drew it out, diesel cat. And it's like, really, I have a name, and I can't believe that's almost replaced my name with them if they're going to say that in front of all other things. And I know that for my cousin, it may be an anecdote that she tells her kids, but to me, it's a full-blown story about how it's still there. She once said the memory will live on forever. I remember that's what she wrote in one of those letters when I was graduating from high school. And yeah, that might happen, who knows. Well, I know I was wondering if the Green Day concert had anything to do with why some people weren't here. But at the same time, well, we're performers. We want stage time. We're not going to get stage time there. And a warning here, I'm going to unbutton my shirt because, yes, I'm not at the Green Day concert, but I'm wearing a Green Day shirt.
Take it off!
No, we're not going to do that. There are laws against it. I'm wearing a Green Day shirt. And yes, I bought it off Facebook, which, well, might not be the smartest thing, but, well, I did it. And I've seen the band in concert twice, and the most recent time was my first year in Minnesota back in 2004, and that was at Target Center. Yeah, they didn't have Target Field at the time. It was that long ago. And I just couldn't ignore how much I enjoy their music and found it to be relatable on some of the lyrics. I guess that's true about a once-in-a-generation talent about some of these music groups. And I probably sound like my old man when I talk about the music groups of my generation. He would talk about first seeing the Beatles or other groups on Ed Sullivan. In my case, yeah, I can first remember Green Day getting their songs played on MTV. They're just another new band who knew that they would go as far as they would with playing Longview, where they ended up doing their own Broadway play. How many music groups can say they have their own Broadway play? Not too many. And, of course, that was American Idiot. But Longview, yeah, I found it to be relatable because there is one line that says, my mother says to get a job, but she don't like the one she's got. Yeah, that does explain my mom. She would quit nursing home jobs all the time. And there was one calendar year where she quit nursing home jobs twice. It's like, really? Maybe find another line of work instead of just quit all the time. I know, nursing home jobs don't pay well, but you signed up for that. And I know there are other times where Green Day songs mean something to me, where the St. Paul Saints played their last game at Midway Stadium in 2014 before they moved to their current venue, CHS Field. And Time of Your Life, Good Riddance was all the songs played after the game ended. And it's like, yeah, pretty cool song. And when I first saw them in concert, I was living in suburban Chicago, and I said, yeah, another relatable song I remember hearing. I think when I was still in college, it may have been a week, and I was in suburban Chicago visiting a college roommate, was the one called She's figured out all her doubts for someone else's point of view. Yeah, I've dealt with a family like that where they're always discouraging me, and it's like, yeah, it's kind of nice being an adult where I can move away from it, and it's my life now. Ha-ha! It's true! I wish I was making it up, but I'm not. Well, yeah, I've done almost an entire set about Green Day, but hey, I can't ignore the elephant in the room. So I guess that'll do it for me. Thank you all, been great.